Hey, it spells Kiston.
It kind of does, yeah.
To think that in a brief time since I last saw you, you'd gained such an important role at this school. It's so surprising. And I'm so happy for you. I'm just...
Please don't cry.
I'm very close to tears. But I'll do my best to hold it in for now. At least time isn't here. I don't want to scare the other students here after all.
Oh, gosh. I wonder if he ever decided to join the drama club.
When I faced you with the Pokémon League, your strength was a work in progress. You still held potential that you had yet to fully realize. But now, it's become so unshakable.
Here we go.
You've gone so far, I just can't. I hope that you can continue on your path with a sense of freedom and of humility. Okay, you need to. I need to see you try that out.
All right.
Emotions should be on the.
Let's see.
They should be the top.
Here it is.
Top of the analog. There it is.
Hang on, I gotta turn the... Yep.
Wow.
It just looks like he's like, oh, good lord. That's what it looks like to me. Blackcross, darling, it's been much too long.
God damn it, why am I picturing her as Edna from The Incredibles now?
Okay, you asked for it. Edna Mo. Oh, and guess. When I heard you requested my coaching service, I couldn't wait. I hopped right in one of those cliche flying taxis and helped them get me here chop chop. I'm a little worried my class will overstimulate these kids, though. But you'll take the fall for me if anything goes wrong, won't you, dear? I guess. Glad to hear you be my knight in sparkling lip gloss.
Darling!
Don't ever say those words. Gosh, my knight in sparkling lip gloss? What? Gosh, that's like thinking a knight in freaking hot pink. Gosh. That's messed up right there. Anyway, don't you worry, darling. I was kidding. Honestly, that voice acting actually kind of works for her. I don't know why. It works.
It battles the Dendra or else it gets the hose again. Well, that's an invite I simply can't turn down. Come on. Race into the battle court! Hey, no running in the school field. Forget it. You're already halfway across.
I can so see that out of her. Excuse me.
That must have been the most Osu I've seen from you! Is this just gonna be like a trend to have a Pokemon character say something as like their catchphrase? First Leon had, we're gonna have a champion time, and now there's Osu from Dendra.
We'll see.
Ooh, that stings. I really got trounced. But hey, at least I learned a lot. I'm gonna take this experience and win next time. No, you were not. Thanks for everything, new kid. Here, Take these as a token of my gratitude. You're not gonna give us proteins again, are you?
Yep.
Never mind.
What else is she gonna give us?
Have your Pokemon chug those proteins so they could smash through their limits.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's invite Arvin. And then we'll invite... You know, I'm just kind of curious. We've been seeing a lot of Arvin reference with Saguaro. Saguaro. Gosh. So I'm wondering if they'll have an interaction.
Like, every single time you try to say...
There is.
Saguaro, it sounds like you saying Sagwa.
Arvin, my boy. How is it going with that dish you've been working on?
I think it's really coming along. Thanks for some of that help from Black Cross. I've been able to make some real standout sandwiches thanks to all of your lessons.
Splendid! I'm happy to hear it.
You know, that stuff you taught in class was really true.
Hmm? What are you referring to?
Like how making food's better when you do it with someone and all that. Digging in with my best buds makes food taste so much better than it would have been eating alone.
I like him. Are you aware of the particular way in which one gets Milcy to evolve?
Milcy?
I don't know why. I believe, if I remember correctly, wasn't it you that referred to it as, like, spinning around or something?
Yeah. In order for you to evolve it, you need to give it a... Like, the type of cream... Like, the form it takes on is dependent on which sweet that you end up giving it. 1 out of 7.
Right.
And... spinning around for the various different creams. There's 3 that are obtained in the day. No, wait, hang on. Let me just double check.
It's like, I was trying to remember. It's like, I remember Mech mentioned something about that. And it's like, is it spinning around? Or was it that we have to give it sweets? So technically 2 of it is correct.
Give me a moment. Okay, so in order to get it to evolve into the vanilla cream, you need to spin clockwise during the day less than 5 seconds.
Okay.
If done at night, it'll become the matcha cream. If you spin counterclockwise for 5 seconds during the day, it'll become the ruby cream. Spin counterclockwise for more than 5 seconds at night, it'll become the mint cream. Spin clockwise for more than 5 seconds at night and it becomes lemon. Spin counterclockwise for less than 5 seconds at night and it'll become the salted cream. Ruby Swirl is spin counterclockwise for more than 5 seconds during the day. Caramel Swirl is spin clockwise for more than 5 seconds during the day. And the Rainbow Swirl, spin counterclockwise for more than 10 seconds during the evening.
Oof. I mean, in a way, it kind of makes sense. Because Milcery is basically kind of like, you know, mixing ingredients. Which would make sense, because, you know, you're mixing the cream in with the different flavors. So it kind of makes sense. I get that.
This is all of the ones that... Here's the more in-depth thing.
Right, hang on. Oh boy.
My gosh, there's even more of these.
There we go. You can kind of see the full thing there. Yeah, that's the full thing that Mech was talking about.
And of course, if I go to Alchemy itself, page-wise, there is a total of...
Oh, wow.
If you include the shiny, there is a total of 70 different forms. It is by far, to date, the Pokemon with the most amount of forms if you are not including Pikachu in Pokemon Go, or the various patterns that Spinda can have.
So, if we're talking base Pokemon, not including Pokemon Go, or talking about different alphas and stuff like that, just overall different forms.
This is excluding Spinda, which has over like 3 billion. No two Spinda are alike.
That's an interesting fact that I did not know, and holy crap, that's a lot.
And you bet your ass I am not including that sort of shit in my Dex project. That is a death wish, especially given the fact that I am working with battle sprites and menu sprites in 2 different styles.
Yeah, I remember whenever I first got the zip file for the Spinda and everything like that, I was like, what the frick? How many of these things are there? And I'm like, oh, is this one of those type of Pokemon that has different forms? And then it wasn't until you brought up the sweet things that all of a sudden I was like, dadgum, is there more of this than there is that butterfly looking one? And then you mentioned that and it's like, okay, never mind.
Hang on, I need to pull this up real quick. Just to get the point across. I don't care who you are. The people that actively ask me to... Okay, there's that. Also keep in mind, I would have to also do the shinies if I were to take on this undertaking. I'd basically be doing this for the rest of my life, but...
It's what you call a secret life goal. One that you don't admit out loud.
Yeah, I refuse to include all the forms of this.
Oh! That's Spinda. I never realized that. Huh. You know, I've never really thought of that. About Spinda having different pattern layouts and stuff. I need to start paying attention more every single time I catch one of these things and actually see...
Oh, never mind!
Oh no. Is it better or worse?
Some of Spinda's Pokedex entries mention the odds of 2 Spinda having the same spot pattern as less than 1 in 4 billion. Since Spinda spots are based on personality value or encryption constant in later games, which is a 32-bit number, a simplistic model would put the odds at 1 in 4,294,967,296, which is indeed smaller than 1 in 4 billion. However, it is actually possible for 2 personality values to produce spot patterns that are visually identical, so the real odds are somewhat higher.
Good Lord Almighty.
Using this app, known as the gatorshark.webs.com/SpindaPainter.htm, it could be found that 2 dots have 256 distinct locations. 1 dot has 254, another has 237, counting all locations where the dot is entirely off sprite as the same. This results in a total of 3,945,136,128 patterns. However, even this total is slightly too high, because if the upper left dot is far down and to the right, it can entirely eclipse the left lower dot. resulting in few more patterns being indistinguishable. Compare example 0x0E07F5FB and 0XOEF0F5FB. The fewer spots a Spinda can visibly have is 1 minus the sprite's leftmost spots and can land entirely off the sprite, while the rightmost cannot, but instead entirely can overlap. In Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, due to a glitch, this value is interpreted as Big Endian, causing the spot pattern to be rendered incorrectly. As a result, the value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hexadecimal would be instead interpreted as 7, 8, 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 2. In Pokemon Home version 2.1.1 and prior versions, when opening the summary of a Spinda in the mobile app, the Spinda would display the correct spot pattern, identical to its appearance in Generation 6 and below. In Home version 3, all Spinda are displayed having the same pattern as the static rendered image we see used in all home menus. The encryption constant of Spindas in Home remained unchanged, which meant that if transferred out of Home into a compatible game, they will likely retain their original spot pattern. However, Home's mobile app no longer displayed the spot pattern associated with the encryption constant of a given individual Spinda. All are appearing identical to the stock, quote-unquote, rendered image of Spinda. This was resolved in 0.1 of version 3. The value internally used in Pokemon Home as default, quote-unquote, pattern for Spinda is 7A397866, which can be seen as a close match to the pattern shown in nearly all official artwork sprites and 3D renders of this Pokemon.
Mech, I have a small question to ask.
I don't know what any of that was either.
No, it's not that. Have you ever thought about making a new image for yourself where you basically look like a Pokedex?
Oh, so basically what you're saying is I should,
I swear, if you've already got an image of that, good lord almighty. Because, don't get me wrong, the NBC Mechachu makes more sense, but on moments where you basically...
You're saying I should fuse with this thing?
Yeah. Because, let's put it this way. It makes more sense to use the standard Pikachu Mechachu look. But when you're talking about Pokemon facts, especially small detail facts like that, you might as well just transform into this.
I was reading the trivia directly from Bulbapedia. I don't know what you're talking about.
But even still, you remembered certain key stuff. Like, you may not remember the full facts, but you remember certain tiny little facts that enable you to remember certain ones. Like, again, you may not remember the full facts of this, but you remembered that they can, in fact, transform into multiple different versions. And including
While on the topic
Spinda.
of Rotom Dex, this thing's actually had a confirmed Pokemon type. It loses Ghost.
Really? So it's like, what, pure electric, then?
Look at the image. What do you see?
I see him and the phone itself.
What's on the phone?
Thunderbolt?
Do you not see the thing on the top corner of the phone?
You mean as in, like, let's see, the eye symbol? I imagine that's Psychic, isn't it? I may be wrong.
This.
You expect me to see that tiny little symbol right there? Hang on.
I saw it. Because Rotom Pokedex does not battle, it has never had a typing assigned to it over the course of Generation 7. However, in the anime episode, The New Old Gang of Mine, Ash's Rotom phone identified his Rotom Pokedex as a pure electric type.
Huh. But yeah, it's like you have to really look at that. I was looking around the thing. I was looking at this thing. I wasn't even paying attention to the dude dots. I thought they were just like indicators for like, oh, you have a message or something like that. I didn't realize it was indicating itself as an electric type.
Also, Clement from X and Y helped to create the thing.
Huh.
Says here, in The Sun and Moons, Samson Oak mentions that the Rotom Pokedex was at least partially invented by a young fellow from Kalos, which could be referring to Clement. This is further supported by the Pokemon Adventures manga, wherein Professor Kukui reveals that the Rotom Pokedex was developed by Kalos' famous genius inventor. And Rotom Pokedex's conceptual artwork for Sun and Moon features Clement and Serena, the two of 3 traveling companions Ash had in Pokemon the series XY.
That's really cool.
Also, according to some of the promotional artwork, it was supposed to also have, like, some sort of sleeve that you'd slip over your arm.
Oh, you mean like a strap?
Yeah.
I mean, as big as it is, it kind of makes sense to have what looks like a strap type thing. Although, admittedly, it would be kind of cooler if the Rotom phone was more of like a wrist communicator type thing. I mean, yeah, it would be tiresome
like
for
the
holding.
watch.
Yeah. I mean, record, it would be tiresome to hold the arm all the time versus what the Rotom phone does, which is like levitates in front of you. But it would look kind of cool. I think, anyway.
Hang on, I'm trying to find the, For some reason, this wasn't on Bulbapedia. Or at least I wasn't able to find it.
Is that a Porygon case? Or
It's a phone in Porygon's likeness.
That's an interesting design. It kind of works. Especially when looking at Porygon's main design. And this is, of course, referring to the first Porygon, not Porygon 2 or Porygon Z, for that matter. Which I find
Porky.
Gosh, I might as well be Porky. Fuck it. Anyway, Porygon is a fascinating Pokemon when you think about it. It's essentially a data Pokemon.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, due to the original airing of Porygon, we've never really had a quote-unquote episode dedicated to
Porkygon.
Gosh. What is wrong with me right now? Oh, you're loving that, ain't you, Mac? Anyway, we've never had a quote-unquote episode dedication to Porygon, and I don't think we ever will. Especially considering the nature of Porygon Z.
Everybody likes to say that it was Pikachu's fault. I say that it's the fault of the people who animated Pikachu to have the Thunderbolts be as epileptic as it was.
Yeah. But, you know, I still would like to have some kind of interaction of Porygon just to show... Because Porygon, again, is still a fascinating Pokemon. It's like... I'm going to have to requote this now at this point. Is Porygon technically labeled as, like, normal or psychic? Because I forget.
It's normal.
It's
also,
pure
I
normal.
found the image of the Poryphone.
Okay. Ooh.
For Masters.
Interesting. It's more in-depth and clear. Definitely looks cool, actually, in all honesty. But yeah, it's like, Porygon by itself is a fascinating Pokemon because, like I said before, according to the Pokédex, it's mostly found inside a computer. Basically, due to its shape and look, is more of a program than anything. Much like how Rotom is more of an electric ghost that can inhabit electrical devices, but in Porygon's case, it's just pure data.
It's a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, which is weird because it's the closest thing we're going to get And even though it's technically not been a confirmation by Pokemon Company themselves, it's a thing that can be hacked or can be more or less intervened to Missing No.
I kind of felt like that connection became full circle when Porygon Z's item, the Dubious Disc, was introduced.
Right. Like, I'm not saying Porygon's my absolute favorite, but I do like the design that they've had with him over the years.
I mean, I have a Porygon 2 OC named Ethan.
Yeah.
He's really fun to animate.
And that makes sense. Anyway, we've devolved into the subject way beyond what we originally deviated from, so...
Oh yeah, this whole tangent started because I was trying to explain to you how alchemy evolved from Milcery.
Yeah. That is indeed correct. You have
I really hope that when you go back to doing the solo stuff, there is at least one instance where you just have, like, a react segment or something. Because I do like having you react to things.
We'll see how it goes and stuff.
Oh god, imagine if Sonic had an alchemy.
Oh god. I'd be afraid of what it would look like.
Yeah, like, because of him having a spin dash.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just not 5 spins. No, it's like...
It's like...
It's like, what would that one look like? I think at that point it would be dizzy and the cream would just be completely all misshaped and stuff. It'd be like...
I don't think that would be an alchemy. That would just be a splatter.
Be like... I'll get it. Why are you like this? You know, the only reason I was able to meet my alchemy was because you called me here. You must have met plenty of wonderful Pokemon on your travels, no? Why don't we trade? A Pokemon from you could do much to enlighten me about your journey. Yeah. I'll trade my Hattermry. What about... Hatram. What about you, Master Blackcross? I think it's only fitting. If I can find it.
I was thinking you trade him an Eevee. Seeing that he likes cute things.
That's true. Yeah, I think I'll do an Eevee. The question
is... As much as you don't want to get rid of it. Oh, right. You got some with different Terra types.
Yeah.
Although, no wonder why you were keeping them.
Yeah. Because it was convenient. It's like, I've got one of almost every different type. The question is, which one do I want to give him?
I'd say probably just go for the one that's got the normal type.
Yeah. Since it's the most common one. So, you'd like to trade your Eevee for my Hatram? What was that again? Hatram, yes?
Also, I'm now just picturing him saying, so, you want to trade your Eevee?
Gosh.
Listen, for real, I'm grateful you called me out here at the Blueberry Land. Never say that again.
Blueberry? Gosh.
Never say that again.
Wow. Me with Night with shiny lip gloss and you with Blueberry Land. Wow. Oh.
I'm sorry. The internet has ruined blueberries for me.
That is fair. That is fair. My dear blueberry friends, thanks for them warm...
I don't know how to say that either.
Oh, good Lord Almighty. What a warm welcome. Je m'appelle Salvador. My name is Salvador. I hope we will become fast friends.
You know that you're fucked when not even I know how to pronounce it.
Oh, gosh. It's one of those things where it's like, I've had to have you as a buffer, and now it's like, oh gosh, we're both screwed. No one could stop you from claiming victory. There was no way I was going to read all that.
Oh no!
What happened?
5 ditto blocks in the canyon!
Oh gosh! Hang on, I'll be right there. But yeah, I'll give you a hand with the ditto blocks real quickly before we talk to Kate.
Thank you.
Yeah, in the canyon, right?
Yes.
It makes sense that anytime there's like a ditto block thing, we both just go ahead and just do it. Makes the most sense, and it would help out, especially if there's more than like 5. Which
I've never seen it go higher.
Which is probably a good thing. Because I don't know if we would be able to handle that. We'd be losing our minds. We'd be like, this is the one that you found, this is the one that I found, and it's like, where are you at? Why are you hiding?
I'm sorry, it's just my reaction to that just sounded like it was blood-curdling.
Yeah, I thought you either killed a very rare shiny or something, but it was just a ditto block thing. I mean, yeah, the canyon. It's not easy to find them. I will say that much. It's not easy to find them in the canyons. But with me, I've learned a tactic that's been helping me out. And that's just, when it comes to the steps, just glide on through. And they easily stand out on the steps here. Makes it easy to spot them relatively close-ish and stuff like that. After that, yeah, it does get harder. But I mean, for the most part, it's been helping me out.
Man, my reaction's definitely going in the reel. I can't be the only one who thinks that this music sounds reminiscent to Super Mario Galaxy soundtrack, can I?
It does have familiarity. Then again, I don't play the Mario Galaxy, but Daniel would probably be familiar with them.
I haven't played Galaxy either, which is funny because I have 3D All-Stars, so by that logical step, I should have been able to.
Yeah. Found another one. Come on.
Yay!
If I can get to it, that is. This one's proven tricky to get up to.
Freaking Tyrogue! Go away.
There we go.
Woo!
Found another one.
Wow, you're finding him fast.
Like I said, so long as you can think first to check the steps, they're relatively easy to spot. That's why I usually check the steps over the canyons first. Because really, when you look at the map, there's not many locations where ditto blocks can be spawned at, sadly. But if you check the steps, it's usually cross out the list relatively easy. Process of elimination, as they call it.
I mean, there are a lot of spots that it could be shown, it's just...
Is that... Am I losing my mind? Okay, it's not a shiny. I was about to say, did I just encounter a shiny Squirtle? But it's not. Gosh. That would have been so crazy. Oh, God.
I mean, it's not like as if you kind of deserved one after losing both of them on that Anna Rhyhorn.
Yeah. Yeah, for those that are curious, just before the stream, I was gathering materials and stuff like that because I was running low, and I just happened to have accidentally killed a shiny Rhyhorn, so it was my turn.
And before that, off-screen, when we were collecting stuff for him, we managed... Oh, hey, you found... I think that might be the last. I don't know. Anyways, you ran into a Venonat the same way.
Yeah. So it's like, good Lord Almighty. So it was my turn to suffer the consequences of that. Alright, I think for the rest of the stream, we'll try to hunt down a couple of legendaries.
Legendaries.
Yeah. Figured why not, alright? Also, too, am I just crazy, or does Zapdos look different in this version?
How do you figure?
I don't know. It just there's something about the body that just looks different.
I mean, they did update a couple of the models between Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. Who's to say Zapdos wasn't one of them?
That's true. It just Zapdos in particularly just looks really different in this. Hang on, let me pull up an image. Okay, yeah. Hang on. And I'll pull it up on the Discord thing in just a sec, guys. So, right now, take a look at Zapdos in this frame, and then relate it back to this one. I think it has something to do with the body, but then again, we're looking at it from an angle. Maybe that's why?
Give me a moment.
Like, that's the only thing I could think of, is that the reason why the look of this Zapdos looks different than what we're seeing on the image is that we're looking at it from a different perspective angle.
Okay, so they used the 3D models for these poses that you have.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is how it looked in Sun and Moon.
Okay.
Well, not Sun and Moon. Scarlet and Violet.
Oh, okay. Scarlet and Violet.
And here's how it looks. Wait. Sword and Shield versus Scarlet and Violet.
Huh. You think it's like a texture thing?
Yeah, I'd say so, and a lighting issue thing.
Huh. Because, yeah, at least with Sword and Shield, it does look similar to the main image here and stuff like that. But then when you look at it from Scarlet and Violet, there is somewhat difference, and it's mostly just from texturing and stuff.
The same can be said for the Galarian form.
Oh, yeah. I can definitely see a difference. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's what I was thinking.
I mean, some outright just got new models.
Yeah, true.
Like, case in point, let me just pull up the example of Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Here is a side-by-side of the model of Mewtwo between Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah. You know, now that I'm looking at them, it's hard for me to say which version I like better in terms of Pokemon aesthetic. I'm not even sure if aesthetics would be the word. Is it
Charizard also got a new model.
In Charizard's case, I don't know which one I like better. I guess it's probably because of the eye focus.
I think the head makes all the difference.
Yeah, that's also true too. Like, this one makes it still look like a dragon. That one just makes it almost look like a flipping dinosaur almost.
These are just the ones that I know off the top of my head got changed.
Right.
Ho-Oh.
I can definitely tell from the beak, in particularly. And the feathers, too. The feathers look a lot different as well. I don't
think Rayquaza's that much different. Its model's about the same, but the texturing is very different. You could see more of the scale thing going on.
Yeah, I can definitely see it, yeah. Like, you can clearly see, as vague as it looks, that it definitely has scales on it. Like, before, you didn't think it has scales. You just think it was segmented. But then this one, it definitely has scales on it.
And then there's Magnemite.
Just more glossy metal. That's all it is, more glossy metal. Which, to be fair, isn't bad.
I mean, it kind of makes it hard to distinguish it from the shiny when you don't just have an image of it up close and personal.
That is true, too.
Like, try to spot the difference between these two in-game.
The only way you can tell, And
It's
again,
the magnets.
yeah, the magnets would be the biggest thing. But then the body, this one's more bluish, and this one looks more...
It's a more oxidized look.
Yeah, exactly. Like, on the one hand, some Pokemons work well in terms of the new texture designs. And then others, you just have to stop and think to yourself, I don't know if I like that one or not. You know what I mean? Like, some of them work well. Anyway, back to Zapdos.
Zapdobactos. Also, this music here is reused from Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Ah.
It is used when you fight the birds, Mewtwo, and Snorlax. You have to fight them before it allows you to capture them.
Ah.
However, I've not seen this happen with Mewtwo yet. But from my experience playing Let's Go, you can run into multiple Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres.
Huh.
I'll say this much, I am glad they were pulling from the Let's Go games as opposed to just reusing the red and green music from the 90s. The freaking 8-bit sounding music. It made sense to some degree as to why they ended up having that be done in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon because of the wormholes.
Yeah.
But I don't vibe well with the way that it was handled in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, with music being used from older games.
Plus a better healed Bernadette.
Oh, I just realized it's nighttime in the terrarium, but it's daytime in Paldea.
Yes, that's weird. I mean, it was night just a few seconds ago, but now it's full on day.
No, like it's still nighttime where I'm at. I feel like that might actually work in the favor of needing to evolve Pokemon at certain times of the day, because in one portion of the map it's set at one time of day, and in Paldea it's another.
Yeah.
Time to take on this rubber chicken.
Thank goodness it doesn't sound like one of those things.
Oh! I need to find that again.
Oh dear. I'm afraid of what you might have found. There it goes.
Congrats.
Moltres was being difficult there.
Alright, I got the things for you to look at.
Alright.
On the topic of a rubber chicken.
Well, hello, donkey. Look what just came in the mail. These are the biggest screaming chickens I've ever seen. That somebody sent you 2 of them. But we're just going to do one right now, okay? This is, listen to this, just listen. You squeeze it, and then when you let go, it screams forever. Do you want it? Love it first? Okay. Okay. You better try that big old chicken. That one is big. It doesn't come apart, so it should be a good deal.
I don't know why the screen went black.
See what that silly chicken does.
Do what?
I don't know why the screen went black when you were watching it.
I don't know either.
Do you want it? Love it first? Okay. Okay. You better try that big old chicken. That one is big. It doesn't come apart, so it should be a good deal. See what it does. See what that silly chicken does. Gotta bite down on it. Come on.
Oh no. Oh, that donkey is
That one is
happy.
really big. It's not as floppy, but it's a big chicken. I think you like it. Do you like it? I was going to give it to you in the morning, but I just couldn't wait. Oh my goodness. And you got 2 of them, so that's a good thing. If that one gets messed up, we have another. We have a backup. And it was very sweet of her to send those. We appreciate it.
That is one happy donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shake it!
I feel like if you showed that to somebody, that would just be completely destroyed, being like, why the hell does that work?
In all my time here, I've never thought to wonder what would happen if I chomped my eyes. Let's see what happens. Inside you, there are 2 kidneys. I'm gonna take one. How strange. They're pretending they don't respect me. Get all the skibbity Ohio pepino rizzle. All your base are belong to us. Now that I've added the milk to the cereal, tell me, is that milk now a beverage, a broth, or a sauce? Answer carefully, Mr. Johnson. Your wife's life depends on it. Alex, you screwed up. This post has over 1,500 comments. Yeah, if only it were just 1,500.
The voice actor of him is like, gosh, I either hate my life or I love my job.
Granddad!
Yeah.
Granddad!
Also,
What the Granddad!
Oh,
Granddad!
it's not over.
What the Granddad! Ah!
Whew, boy.
Big black cocks.
Alright then, let's go ahead and get this Arnakuna captured. Ah, there you are, right next to a Psyduck. Weirdly enough.
The Psyduck is seeking its sage wisdom.
And that Sage Wisdom is being
It's
captured.
walking away. It's telling it to walk away from drugs. So how's your day been?
It's been good.
Anything eventful happen this week? I mean, apart from the streams.
I guess it's been eventful-ish. I guess best way, I guess I would have to show context in just a little bit, if my camera would allow me to. But last week I got a record player stand rather, for my records and stuff like that.
Oh.
And I decided to put a couple of themed Funkos in selected shelves that it has, extra shelving and stuff. And I was like, let's put some lights with it. And I found a couple of lights, Monster brand specifically, which is over at Walmart and stuff like that. And surprisingly, they work really well with them. Like I said, I'll have to show image for context, but But yeah, that's what I've been kind of doing and stuff like that. For those that are watching the streams and stuff like that, basically I've been kind of slowly working on my game room and stuff like that, and it's coming along really well. It's still got a few small little tidbit stuff that I still want to try to do and everything like that, but the biggest thing is just to get a secondary chair for the room and stuff like that. I hadn't looked for one.
For Daniel?
Huh?
For Daniel?
Yeah, but mostly for, like, relaxing and everything like that. For, like, say, you know, whenever I'm not doing, like, serious recordings and stuff like that, I can just relax on the recliner and stuff like that. And then whenever Grover's upstairs, he can just hop on my lap and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then, like, say, whenever Daniel's having to work and I'm happen to be off or whatever, I can bring Grover upstairs and he can just lay on the chair and stuff like that. You know, just something along the lines. Plus, I've got the space. I mean, seriously. You don't think it.
Yeah, you just got rid of an entire queen-size bed.
Yeah. It's like, when you look at the wall space, yeah, I have no space. But floor space-wise, I've got a lot of leg room. Like, so much more leg room.
It's free real estate, Chris.
It's free real estate. But yeah, it's like I've got way more room, and really, in all honesty, the game room has come together really well in my personal opinion. Like, I'm so happy with what will eventually be the final results before long.
Damn it, now I'm just picturing what you did with me in that card, but it's now your illustration.
What did I do? Or what did you do? Or what was it?
When you had my OC holding up a Pokemon card saying it's free real estate.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not just picturing that with your old Kingdom Hearts design avatar thing.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, hang on a sec. Alright.
Oh.
I won't be long.
Okay, he didn't decide to do the be right back screen. That's interesting. So, how are you all doing, people of the Twitch world? Do you got a favorite type of sandwich? I don't really have a favorite type of sandwich in particular. It's I don't know what else to really say at the moment. Oh, hey, there's Chris. He's looking down at his arms, and okay, he's plugging me back into his ear canal so that way he could actually hear what I am saying.
I'm afraid to ask, what were you doing?
Wondering why you didn't do the be right back screen.
Because I knew I wouldn't be gone for that long. Anyway.
Okay.
Hang on a sec. Behold.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I've
You
got...
could probably fit like a little TV on that other one.
Almost, yeah. Of course, the way this is fixed up, it opens up, but there's not enough room for a record to spin on it, so I have to set it on top of this, which works out pretty well, actually, in all honesty.
Ah.
Plus, during the Christmas season time, I can put my Christmas tree up here.
Oh.
And then, of course, as I'm sure you can probably tell right offhand, I'm going to have an Eevee collection over here.
Is it strictly figurines?
Yeah, pretty much. The Eevee Funko Pop set, specifically. Because they've...
Honestly, I would have figured you'd put your Build-A-Bear Eevee over in that spot.
That would make more sense, actually, once I get all of them together. That would make more sense to put them all on top, and put that one on top of it. It would make more sense. I'll probably do that in a little bit. But, yeah, I also got my Avenger Circle here. And whenever I got the light, I thought about it, and I was like, I'm going to put it in a certain angle and stuff like that. But then whenever I was like, wait a second, let's put it on top and see what it does, and it really shows up well. Like you can barely see the light bar above it and stuff like that.
Oh, that was supposed to be Hulk. I thought that was Ryu from Street Fighter.
Oh my gosh, that's
Was it
hilarious.
something I said?
Yeah, you thought the Hulk was Ryu. That was funny. It was like green
I mean,
Ryu.
I'm looking at it through your camera. The green doesn't look that green.
I guess, but still, it's just that's funny.